Hi, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Today is the evening when I'm making this video. So I have, first of all, thank you, 114 subscribers today. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And it's always exciting to see the next one. So thank you so much for subscribing. My name is Lydia, and I'm with the Avanti Wellness Podcast. It's a podcast that I created 20 years ago. I wanted to do this, but I didn't have the time or the tools or the know-how, or really YouTube didn't exist 20 years ago. So YouTube started in, I think, 2005. I did like a little search for that. And then it was sold to Google in 2006, like a year later, for $1 billion. So anyway, there's something to it. So anyway, I have a little show and tell story for y'all. I have little props. I'm going to tell y'all a story about something that happened over the last couple of days. I'm going to use a little show and tell to talk about it. Okay. So I like to be authentic and talk about my experiences. I'm hoping to document them so that when I do have my, 100-pound weight loss or more, or like in a couple years when my life is like totally different and I'm eating like a plant-based diet and I'm super healthy, I want to document like my life before, as I was evolving through my changes. And so I'm going to tell a story about what helps me evolve in my journey to wellness. Okay. So how do I want to start this story? So I want to mention a couple of things. One is that I'm not proud of this, but I don't exercise as much as I should, number one, because I'm shitting on myself, or that I really want to. And so I'm really thinking about how to force myself to be more motivated. Yesterday, I did get on my rebounder, which I haven't gotten on in years, pulled it out of my garage, and I got on it and I did some marching on my rebounder. Okay, so here's where my story goes. Like 3 days ago, we were celebrating our family Christmas. We had people coming in town. My sister came in town from Colorado, and she and I went outside in the morning to take my dog for a walk. So normally I just kind of throw on, here's my show and tell, shoes like these, just like flip-flops, because I'm not going very far. So I put on my flip-flops with my sister and my dog, and we started off on our walk. Well, my dog is old. She's 15, so she doesn't like to go very far, because by the time I get her all the way halfway through the walk, she then needs her little 15-pound body to be picked up, and I have to carry this little sausage back home. And so it's just an extra 15 pounds for me. So I usually don't walk her very far because she stops. So since I was with my sister, we were just talking and walking and visiting, and we ended up walking like further than normal. And then the dog, like towards the end of the walk, she did want me to pick her up. But we were only like 8 houses away, so it wasn't that bad. But she did pretty good. So I did a little bit more walking than I would normally do with my dog. And plus, I was in those flip-flops. So that I'm prefacing this story by saying that could have been part of the problem and the pain. So anyway, what ended up happening is my family came over and we had Christmas dinner planned, and we had, picked food that like was just general food that everybody could choose to eat or not eat. It just was what we were making for the menu. So we kind of got everyone's input, and we decided to get like a ham, we ended up getting it at Costco, but like a honey baked ham kind of concept. And I don't ever eat that. And that's, processed meat. And I'm sure it had nitrates in it, but I was just thinking, like, talking to myself, like, what's a slice, 2 slices or whatever? How bad is it really going to affect me? So I don't really care. It wasn't that big a deal. I didn't have to eat it. I could have chosen the cucumbers and the sweet potatoes and the green beans and the green peas. Like, that is what I could have chosen to eat, but I did put some ham on my plate. So we have our Christmas. My mom, who's super healthy, she made these little special brownies that she made for my nephew who, eats whatever he wants. And my mom cut them in like 1 by 1 squares. And so she asked me to get some ice cream from the store because they felt so rich. She thought it needed like just a little bit of vanilla ice cream or something to put on the plate. And so I got some ice cream it's a small container. It was like this big. So anyway, we had our dinner, and then it was time we were going to open presents and have our little dessert. And so I got these small plates. They were about this big, and you had like 1 by 1 brownie, and then like one little scoop of ice cream, from the ice cream scooper. So I went ahead and, I didn't eat anything like at all, hardly all day long. And so I was kind of hungry by the time 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock rolled around, and had cucumbers to tide me over till the dinner. So I did indulge in a 1 by 1 square of brownie and a little scoop of vanilla ice cream. Now, I want to preface this story by saying that I've had a particular brand of ice cream from the state of Texas that I have loved since childhood, but they've changed their recipe. And I know they put high fructose corn syrup in their brand in their recipe now. And that my body, when I eat it, it just has a reaction, and it's horrible. I have like my body's fighting some kind of an allergy when I ate it. And it's, the first time it happened, I was like, oh, that's coincidental. And then these are years ago, months later, I had it again, the same brand, and the same thing happened. And now I'm starting to think like, how come this only happens when I eat this brand? And then I was like, I wonder if it's this one flavor. So I tried another flavor and I got sick. And of course, these are like months apart. The story is like months apart conversation. It's not all together. It's just history of what I've experienced with my body. And so I thought, okay, and I've had other kinds of ice cream, and it hasn't affected me the same way. So it's like something about the process of this processed, like store-bought, grocery store style ice cream that has whatever the ingredient is that's in there that my body reacts to. So we did our thing, our Christmas, and I went to sleep. And the first sign that I had of some kind of bodily problem was my dog woke up, which she always does in the middle of the night, and we have to go outside. But my feet hurt and my calves hurt, but they hurt not in a way like, oh, the poor thing, they're sore from working out with that long walk with the bad shoes. They hurt like inflammation. Like I could feel inflammation in my body. And I was just trying to manage it I usually, whenever I need like circulation or I have inflammation issues, and this little essential oil, it's hard to see. There's actually like a little drop in there. I'm going to just put some on my hand. See if y'all can see this. It's a little essential oil, and it's kind of like the way it feels on the body is like, oh, I just dropped the little lid. It smells so good. It's a Sunrider product. It's called Sunbreeze. And, like when you have a headache, you can put it like right here. And it's like, basically it's an essential oil, and it has eucalyptus, I think, in it. The writing is so small. I cannot read that. I need a magnifying glass. But sometimes I'll put it like right here on my chest for effervescence. And it just smells so good. It's so yummy. But when you have soreness, like sore knees, inflammation, just soreness, I was having a lot like a sciatica on like my gluteus maximus muscle. The whole day I was in like pain, and we were trying to shop, and I was having throbbing pain. in this one muscle. And so by the time I went to bed after opening presents and everything, and then having to get up like at 1 to take my dog out for a walk, my legs were in so much pain. Oh my gosh, like pain I'd never been able to feel or tolerate before. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't get back to sleep. So this is my show and tell. So I'm just going to show you, I have this muscle. I bought it at Costco. It's a muscle thing. I don't have here, I'll just put an attachment on. Let's see if I can grab one real quick. Okay, here's the like little knob. I pull it out of the thing. All right, so it has like this attachment, and the way it was demonstrated to me, like at Costco, was like it's for your muscles, pretty much. So, like, see that? Even that low setting is kind of hard, especially if you're sore. So, you can do this on your shoulders. You can have someone do it on your shoulders. But where I did it? That night, I did it on my calves, on my feet and my calves. And I basically was thinking about my lymphatic system and my circulation. And I was just like going on my calves, and I was doing this vibration at night. And oh my gosh, it like totally took the feeling of the pain almost completely away. And at least it like spread it out and moved it. And it allowed, if nothing else, it allowed me to get some sleep. Okay. So I'm just sharing that. Like it was intuitive. No one ever told me to do that. I just knew like the vibration of the calves and my feet would, generate like motion in my body and circulation. And I know that the lymphatic system, the body has to move in order for the lymphatic system to move and to flush things out. And so it's like I kind of got things, shake it up and get it moving. All right. So I'm just sharing that because that worked. So if any of y'all have pain, that thing was at Costco. I can find it on Amazon and put a link to the one that I have. I really enjoy it. So I'm just sharing the rest of the story, and I'll wrap it up soon. Is basically I woke up with a hot, I had like a night sweat, which I never have. And I mean, I'm like past menopause. So it wasn't that. It was a reaction, my body reacting to the food that I ate the night before. So I started thinking, I bet it was the ice cream, because it was starting to feel like the ice cream problem that I've had when I've eaten another brand. And so I was like, oh God, this brand has it too. So a temperature increase in my body where I got hot. And then what else happened? I had a major headache when I woke up, and it was uncomfortable and, just hard to like want to be up. I just wanted to be in bed and try to sleep off the headache, and it wasn't going away. You're not hungry. You can't eat anything. You don't even desire to eat. Your body's like purging. It's like making, this is gross, but it's kind of like making mucus from the dairy or from the ice cream. And then I was coughing, and your body wants to get that, like whatever poison that it's perceiving it as poison. And my body was reacting to it like I had some kind of poison in my body, and, it's causing inflammation. So I was miserable for the day. I had guests, and thank God my sister was here, because she was able to entertain them, and they were able to do what they needed to do while I tried to sleep off my headache. And by the time they left, my body was wanting, I tried to have some tea or some herbs or something, and my body wouldn't hold it down. So it still needed to be getting out of the body instead of things going in. And so I wasn't able to feel better until around 5 or 6. And I drank some electrolyte tea and I ended up feeling better, hydrating. I drank something called Fortune Delight, which is a hydration, has electrolytes in it and probably some polyphenols. And it's like a green and a black tea, but it basically helped me, settle the having not eaten the whole day. Okay, so I really had faith that I was going to feel better by the next day. So I was normal by the next day, and I actually got on the scale, and I, to my surprise, had dropped 4 pounds in that day. And so what I wanted to share is not only did I find a gift in the sickness, so like my body was talking to me, and the way I titled this video is when your body talks to you, are you listening? And so, I was talking about all those other times that I had ice cream and I was starting to notice like a pattern of how my body was reacting. But I was really thinking that such a small amount, like a scoop, and also a whole different brand. Like I wasn't sure if this brand, did the same thing to my body. So I lost 4 pounds. And so what that did, and any of you that are following the channel, is I was stuck. I could not get past 27 pounds because I wasn't really like exercising more or exercising it away or starving myself. I was like eating brownies and, taking my MCT wellness. So I wanted to see if I could still have some normal moments and some more normal times and normal, like not completely restrictive and still, lose weight based on consistent behavior. And so that's kind of what I'm tracking. So I got past my 30-pound mark. On that day, I had, considerably lost 31 pounds. And so I was like, yeah, good news and bad news to my sister. I was telling her. And then so today was the second morning to wake up, and I had lost, like the scale went up 2. So it said I had only lost 29 pounds total. So I'm, still past the 27 mark, which I could not get past. And now I'm at 29 pounds as of this morning. So tomorrow morning, I'm super curious as to whether or not I'll be sticking to that 30-pound mark, because I'm so ready to take my 30-pound progress photos, because I have the pink dress that I put on every 10 pounds and I take a photograph. And ultimately, like when I'm 50 or 60 pounds down and the dress is loose around the hips and maybe baggy, I'm going to take a photo in it, and I'm going to show the progression from the super tight dress till the 50 pounds where the dress fits me properly. So I'm interested in taking the 30-pound progress pictures. Also, yesterday was my 5-month anniversary using my Lumen device, the CO2 reader and the app. And on July 9th, July 10th, which was 3 days ago, was my MCT wellness anniversary of 5 months. So really, I'm kind of like at the 30 pounds lost mark at my 5-month anniversary. I wanted it sooner, but I wasn't starving myself, or I'm really kind of like trying to learn my body, like what my body wants and what it doesn't want. And I was talking to a friend of mine. She's part of my health community. And my mom was saying, I'm sorry you're sick. And I was like, Mom, I'm not sorry. This is so good for me. I need to feel the pain that the ice cream provided to remind me that I don't want the pain that I'm at the age where all this things start to affect your body, and you don't want the pain associated with the behavior that causes it. And so it's like a cause and effect relationship. So it actually, like, I don't even desire to try or eat that first ice cream brand because I know what it does to me. I've consistently, like 4 times, had a bad reaction to it. Why that happened again was because I tried a different brand and I thought, well, maybe I can have 1 scoop of this other brand. Maybe it won't do that to my body. And somebody said, like, oh, maybe it's, it's probably dairy, like all dairy. And I'm like, I eat cheese all the time, and not all the time, but I mean, I eat some cheese. I definitely have like chips and queso cheese, and I don't have the same exact reaction. I don't have headaches. I don't throw up. It doesn't cause me to be sick all day. There's just something about this ice cream. Do I think one day that I'll, probably give up cheese? Maybe when I just get to be a lot more plant-based. But for right now, I'm still evolving through my journey and I'm eliminating things slowly. So my sister and I did a video yesterday and I posted it, and it was just like a holiday conversation. And I wanted to tell y'all that for the new year, I'm pretty much going to be, I think, giving up coffee. Now, I love my coffee, and I don't know if I'm going to be successful. I've given up coffee before, like in 2001, 2002, and I replaced it with a warm, natural herbal tea that I get from Sunrider that's called Cali. And it's, a wonderful, I've always heard that when you remove a habit, you need to replace it with something. You can't just remove a habit and expect yourself to stick to it. You need to have a replacement. So I do have an herbal tea planned. It's just that I currently am kind of addicted to coffee. So I'm giving that a shot in the new year. So that means I have like almost 2.5 weeks before I'm going to be not having coffee anymore. So I've done it before, so I know I can do it. But when I lost 90 pounds in 2004, I was not drinking coffee in the morning. In fact, the coach, which was Michael Thurman, said, don't drink any stimulating beverages, like no iced tea, no coffee, because it increases your adrenal. It stirs up your adrenal glands and it causes your body to go into fight or flight mode. And when you're in fight or flight mode, you're activating cortisol, and cortisol is a stress hormone that causes your body to store fat so that you could use it later. So it might be, it might be part of the slow process that I'm experiencing, losing more weight faster, but I'm kind of okay with that right now because I'm also just being really patient with myself, and I'm wanting my changes to be permanent lifestyle changes, like not just a diet or not just giving it up for a moment, but just giving up the lifestyle choice of it. So supposedly I'm, 29, almost 30 pounds down. I hope tomorrow I'll be at 30 pounds. And the other thing I want to start doing in the new year is I have a little 20-pound weight set. I want to do more muscle. I also have bands. So I want to do more muscle strength training and build more muscle in my body and get rid of more fat here. So that's what I'm going to be working on for the new year. So that's my little show and tell story. I'm just trying to see if I got all my little show and tell tools as part of my story finished. So that was that. And tomorrow is the last day for my well-being. Let me show you. I have them right here. Tomorrow's the last day for the Law of Attraction well-being cards from Abraham Hicks, the teachings of Abraham well-being cards, Esther and Jerry Hicks. I think that Abraham is one of the best teachers on the planet today. So, Teachings of Abraham, it's my last card tomorrow. I'm not going to open the box. I'm just going to open the box and I'm going to pull the card because that's the final card. And I didn't look and see what it is. So, I don't know what it is either. So, it's going to be a surprise for all of us. So, I wish you all well. I'm going to go have my dinner. And I appreciate you all. And I thank you for those who care about joining me on this journey and my documentation. It's for me and anyone else that it can inspire. So feel free to comment below and interact with me. I love it. I love interacting with you all. Okay. Talk to you later. Bye.